These are cars that I recommend that you buy before it's too late. We've not got long of GTA 5 and you need to own these, you need to experience these cars. Hopefully you enjoy the video. The Hustler, you just need to own one. If you've not had a hot rod in the game, the Hustler has to be the best one to purchase. The sound is amazing. The Hustler Idle, the Hustler Startup. It is quite pricey at the price tag of 625,000. I say pricey, but really it's not. But compared to the Hot Knife, which is the other hot rod in the game, not including cars you can make into a hot rod, but yeah, Hustler is 625,000. It looks amazing and it's super fast. It gets to the end of its gears very quick. It hits top speed nearly instantly, and you can just tell by the clip as well. It is a super fast car. It does great wheelies. Like, you do have to learn how to do it. It does take a bit of skill, but then once you know how to do it, really fun in that department too. And yeah, it doesn't lack in modifications as well. It's got some crazy modifications to go with it, with liveries that are rusted, and yeah, mine has a worn paint, so I can actually make the rust look a bit real. The Jugular. No matter what video I make, no matter what the topic is on, the Jugular is always mentioned. I get it, the Jugular looks amazing and it sounds amazing as well, and these are cars that I'm recommending, and I'm literally recommending this car is because so many people recommend it. I'm recommending it because people recommend it. No matter what I do, no matter what the topic is on, the Jugular's always mentioned. It sounds amazing. It does really sound good, and that's the highlight of this car. It does take a while to pick up speed. It's got like a naturally aspirated pick up to the speed. It's got not a lot of torque, but I think that's what divides this car as well. It's very unique in the power delivery department. It does cost 1.225 million, which is quite reasonable. I would have liked the fact of, you know, taking the wide body off, be able to take the wide body off, but you can't. But you know, it's another car that you definitely do need to own, according to everyone else, therefore according to me as well. The Hermes. A car which just looks amazing. I think this car, out of all the cars on the list, it's just here for style, here for class. And if you put any metallic paint on this car is the best for showing off different types of paint jobs. Honestly, any paint job on this car looks way better because of this car and the way the car reflects and bounces off light on each sectors of the car. The fact that the car comes with air ride as well, very few cars do come with air ride. Listening to your car air out as well, feeling the physics of being aired out and then trying to turn and you realizing that you're aired out so you can't turn much. Being able to make so many different builds, from race car to, you know, cool pimped out cars. Yeah, this car is just really cool for styling. Don't expect to be the best at handling, but just arrive everywhere in style. Just pull up to your friends, let them question you. They'll soon realize how much better you are than them. And the car costed 535,000 as well. That's cheap for the features this car has. The Koda. The Koda is definitely a car which it just thrives in all departments. It's weird what this car is. It's a 4-door car that's really sporty. I mean, it is a quadrifoglio, and you should expect it, but the handling in GTA is so good. Like, you do need to experience this for yourself. With a price tag of 1.7 million, you do expect it. Like, when this was released, 1.7 million was quite a high sum, but come on, it looks quite close to its real life counterpart. It's 4 doors. It's got unbelievable like handling. It's got really nice handling, and I think this handling that's suited for GTA stunt races, tracks and stuff. This is handling that is well suited for the Los Santos streets. And yeah, I'd say get it if you love the look of this car. Not forgetting the sound as well. The sound is a really big point on this car. It sounds amazing too. It's the whole package. It is the whole package. The Jester. Oh, how cars used to be made. Look at this car. It looks stunning. Like, no one can disagree with that. The car looks amazing. And yeah, it's not the fastest of cars. It's not the best handling, but what you get for value for money, this car did come at a price tag of 240,000. It came, and it does have weird features like the roll cage option. It adds the race modifications on as well, and it just adds so many modifications on that you question, why didn't Rockstar just have these in different categories? Why didn't they just make the hood option different, the arches? And it would have made this car look like it had a load of modifications, but you can only have one option where you just slap it all on, minus the spoiler and a few other things. And you used to get all this for 240,000. I did love the sound of this car as well. I just don't get it. I don't get why cars don't come like this anymore. And yeah, Jester's just a good example of how cars was and now how they are. The Remus. The Remus is a shocker when you think about the price of it. It costs 1.37 million, which is not a lot for what you get. Because this car is basically a Benny's car. If you actually think about the modifications you can put on it, you know, minus the hood ornament that you get on Benny's cars, you can get nearly every single modification a Benny's cars have, you minus the wheels. But the cool thing about this car is you can get more because you can get the drift tune upgrade as well. And then you start to question, why didn't they just make it a Benny's car? This car's another one that just strives in the tuning department. I'd say it's so high up there on the tuning department. If you put low grips on this car, it performs well. If you put the drift tune on this car, it performs well. It's got so many modifications. It's based on a lot of the S chassis. It's not too expensive. It's a car you just have to have. I'm shocked if you don't have this car. The Rebler GTS. I'd say this is still a car that doesn't look much like the counterparts as many other cars on this list, but it still hosts many advantages. The car does only cost 1.175 million. Wait, I say only because, you know, SUVs like minimum now 1.7 million. You can do so much to this vehicle, and it actually suits as well. A lot of modifications. You can have aggressive modification. You have those splitters on there. You can slam it to the ground, which not everyone's okay with on an SUV. And yeah, it looks great, but it's also GTA's twist on cars that still remains. It's not near enough identical to the real life car. But with this car, you're just okay with it because it still looks really nice. The Buffalo STX. This is more of the full package when it comes to free mode and just staying alive. It is an Armani Tech vehicle, which you can't really tell because it's so subtle. The way the guns are hidden, the way it drops mines, it's all so discreet, and that's what I love about this car. There's so much to love. The sound, first of all. That pulley whine you can hear, like, there's so many benefits to certain cars in the game. This is definitely one of them. Like, there's so much to talk about that all you can do is just add it to this video and say buy it. It has great wheelies. It is probably one of the most unstable cars, and if you try and do a wheelie, you're probably going to sway to your left or right. Yeah, but that's this car. It's a lot of drama, and it has a whole host of modifications. It does come in at 2.15 million though. So yeah, it's not the cheapest, but then when you buy this car, you realize why it's not the cheapest. Vagero ZX. The more and more I talk about the Trinity, like, I feel sorry for the Hellfire, because with the Vagero ZX, it looks so realistic to its real life counterpart. They brought out the new Mustang, the Dominator GT, which then is again nearly identical to the actual Mustang, and now we've got the Hellfire that's been left out. The main thing about the Vagero ZX has to be that speed once you HSW it. An amazing real life looking car with crazy speed. Wow. It's just silly. And then this is one of the cars which also gets you questioning, how did Rockstar get away with it? Again, a crazy amount of modifications, but this does cost nearly 2 million, which is not too bad, to be fair. It's not too bad. But then when you do add the HSW upgrade, it does kind of get expensive, but it's worth it when you realize this muscle car can do those type of speeds. I think, is there any point even putting the Toros in the video? I think everyone has it, and if you don't have it, you've had it at one point, just because it's crazy that you can get something that resembles a Lamborghini Urus for under 500k in the game. This has to be the most mind-boggling car when it comes to price in GTA. It makes no sense why it's that price, and it's always in my recommendation videos. It's normally always in car meets as well, when the car meet has a task of being underrated or undervalued. And it's not even like it lacks on modifications as well. It has quite a few modifications for a vehicle that is under 500k. I can't stress it enough, and if you've watched videos of mine before where I've shown this car, you know how I feel. And yeah, if you would like to buy any of these cars, because a lot of them, as you saw, were not on the website, you can go ahead and buy them in our Discord off other people. In our trading server, you can go ahead and buy them there. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, please do leave a like. See you guys in the next one.